Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad you rejoined us. Today we're going to be talking specifically about solids, liquids, and gases. And one of the ways that I thought would be super fun to demonstrate this is everyone's favorite treat of a root beer float. So to make this at home, you're going to need a glass, or Eli likes his favorite Seahawks cup. You're going to need a straw. And what else do we need, Eli?
We need root beer.
And?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Nice. You can choose your favorites, but traditionally it is made with vanilla ice cream. So the first thing we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a scoop of ice cream to our jar. And then I'm going to put the lid back on this. And then we're going to add some root beer. Just pouring it right on top. It's a super simple, easy dessert. This is not something we get very often in our house. No. So this is a super special treat. And we're just going to pour that in on top. And you can do as much or as little as you'd like. And you can see what happened when I poured that on top, Eli. What was created?
Air bubbles.
Lots of air bubbles. And Eli, what is in those air bubbles?
Gas.
Exactly. There is a gas that is inside there. And so if you take a look at yours, you have all three states of matter here. Eli, what are the states of matter again?
Liquid, gases, and solid.
And so in my root beer float, how do I demonstrate all three states of matter?
So the air bubbles are gas. And the liquid is the root beer float, and the solid is the ice cream.
Exactly. Nice job. High five. You ready to enjoy some root beer floats? That's really good. I hope you experience this at home and come back to join us shortly because we're going to add some more. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. So we did the root beer floats, and we demonstrated that the matter comes in three states, which are?
Solids, liquids, and gases.
Good job. And what was matter?
Matter is everything around us.
Exactly. So to show you gas, a way to demonstrate that is we're just going to take this root beer that we had opened a minute ago. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up again. And this time I'm going to put a balloon just on the top of my soda. And I'm going to set this to the side, and we're going to come back and we're going to take a look at this in a minute. But I want to demonstrate liquid, and liquid is matter. Liquid takes on the shape of its container. And so here I have this little container, and this liquid is going to take on the shape of this, but if I put the same amount of liquid into a tall skinny, it would change shape to match that container. So Eli loves blue, so he added some blue food color to this. And I have a few other liquids. Eli, can you tell them what we have?
Olive oil.
We have some oil. We have
maple syrup.
And then this was, as we said, just some colored water. So we're going to use a clear glass so that you can see what it is that we're showing you. And I'm going to start by putting in the oil. So we're going to go ahead, and you can use any oil for this, but we're just demonstrating how not all liquids are made with the same density, that they all have different amounts of matter in them. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour in some olive oil. And then, Eli, when I add the syrup to this, what do you think is going to happen?
It might mix around.
Okay, so let's try that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour in some syrup.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to let that sit for a moment. And right now,
at the bottom there's maple syrup, and at the top there's olive oil.
So we have the oil at the top, we have the syrup at the bottom, and what does that tell us?
That tells us that the maple syrup is denser than the olive oil.
Which makes it heavier, so it sunk to the bottom, right? So now we're going to add in our water. And before we do that, make a prediction. You make a prediction at home. What do you think is going to happen to the water when I mix it in with the maple syrup and the olive oil? So hit pause, make yourself a prediction. Okay, Eli, what was your prediction?
My prediction is probably that it's going to go all the way under and push all of it up.
So his prediction is that the water is then heavier than both the maple syrup and the oil?
No, I mean that it's lighter and so it will stay at the top.
Okay, so he thinks that his prediction is that the water is going to be lighter and it's going to go to the top. So let's pour it in and let's try.
Whoa.
So we poured that in. We get a really dark mass here right now. And I'm going to bring it closer to the camera.
When you poured it in, it was kind of like blowing up, kind of. The water was like blowing everything up, and it was sending out.
All right, so surprisingly, your prediction was not correct.
Yep.
What actually happened?
So the water went in, and the syrup was heavier, so it stayed at the bottom. And the olive oil was lighter than both of them, so it stayed at the top, and the water went right in the middle.
Very good. And this oil that we used was the extra virgin olive oil. So this may not have the same result. I think we would have to go back and experiment with different oils.
Mm-hmm.
So try this at home and let us know how it worked for you. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to bring up, I brought my root beer back over here. We sped up the process a little bit by giving our root beer a little bit of a shake. And then what happened, Eli?
All the gas went up, and it expanded the balloon.
So soda is made with, it has carbon dioxide in it. And when it's agitated, then it releases that carbon dioxide. That's that bubbly that you feel when you're drinking it. And so the reason I'm holding it is because I gave it a little bit, probably too hard of a shake. There, it's starting to settle. It started to foam up into here. So you can see that my balloon has risen. If you were doing this at home, put your balloon on top of your soda when you freshly open it and just set it to the side and watch to see what happens. So I hope you enjoyed the experiments that we showed you today. I hope you learned a little bit about the 3 states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. The solids are the easiest for us to see because we can touch, we can feel, we can hold solids. Liquids, again, remember that they take on the shape of their container. However, there are different densities to those liquids. One of them is gas, and gas is all around us in the form of air. And there are many different types of gases, and a gas that would be in your soda would be carbon dioxide, and that's created, that's used to actually make all the bubbles, and that's what got released into ours. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had fun, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.